So is that when Pittsburgh got its name? From the fort?
Why, yes, I think so, Ross.
Hey, what's going on up here? Hi, Uncle Tim. We found an old photo album. Oh, I remember those old pictures. Here, let me see the one of Great Grandpa Schneider on the riverboat with Opa and Uncle Dean.
Oh, no, you don't. You just won't laugh at my naughty knees with those short pants.
I remember you taking us on the Delta Queen when we were just kids, Dad. It was such a thrill to sleep on the boat and listen to the paddle wheel turning as we traveled down the Ohara River to Nashville. I felt just like Tom Sawyer. I imagined myself floating on a raft along the bank and waving at the steamboat as it passed me by.
Carl, Fiona, where are all of you kids? Oh, I didn't know there was a party going on up here.
Look, Aunt Sally, we found an old photo album with lots of old pictures of Opa and Grandma Hill.
Well, look at that. Opa, isn't that your mom in front of the old Monongahela Hotel?
Yes, it is. That was on their honeymoon in 1929, just before the big stock market crash. They couldn't afford a big trip, so they stayed here in town at Monongahela.
Mom, wasn't that a very famous hotel in its day? Like so many things, it isn't there anymore. I think the United Way building stands there now. It was the grandest hotel west of Philadelphia and east of Chicago. Many presidents stayed there. Lincoln, Grant, Teddy Roosevelt, John Quincy Adams, and even King Edward VII.
There's also a famous station on the Underground Road. Many slaves were smuggled to their freedom from that hotel.
Underground Railroad? You mean a subway?
No, not a real railroad. It was a network of people who worked secretly to help thousands of slaves to escape to freedom in the North before and during the Civil War.
Many brave men and women, black and white, risked their lives to keep the railroad running. In Fall of the Drinking War, messages to those escaped slaves were woven into the African American spiritual. At a time when many African Americans were not permitted to speak to one another, music became a vital source of communication.
For the
wait, check out this old song sheet. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me.
You can sing while you chop vegetables. It's our turn to make dinner.
This belonged to my grandmother. She used to play the piano. Stephen Foster wrote that song. He was a famous Pittsburgher from Lawrenceville, I believe.
During his brief life, Stephen Foster composed more than 300 songs. His music celebrated the everyday experiences of American men and women. His music was American folk music, music of the people.
Although the music of Stephen Foster was very popular during his lifetime and long after his death, his music was not protected by copyright. He saw very little financial reward for his work and died in poverty at the age of 37. He left behind a rich musical legacy, one that all Americans can call their own.